They say when tourists visit Malaysia, they experience a country. But when they leave, they feel like they are leaving a memory, a comfort, a rhythm of life that they didn't know they needed until they felt it. That is why tourists don't just leave Malaysia, they leave already planning how to come back in 2025. They come curious, but they leave connected. And it starts from the very first moment. The airport is not chaotic or exhausting. It is peaceful, efficient, clean, and welcoming, without pretentious luxury. You step into Malaysia and nobody tries to overwhelm you. Instead, the country quietly wraps around you like a warm handshake, humble but strong. Tourists expect stress in a new country. But in Malaysia, what they find is calm. They expect culture to be displayed like a museum. Instead, in Malaysia, culture is living, breathing, flowing in real life. You don't need to search for authenticity here, it exists everywhere. Food stalls where grandmas serve recipes older than entire nations. Young people blending tradition and modernity with confidence. Mosques, temples, and churches standing peacefully next to each other. A call to prayer echoing softly as Chinese lanterns glow in the evening and Indian spices fill the air. Tourists don't see culture as a performance. They feel it as a heartbeat. They leave wanting to return because Malaysia doesn't force you to love it. It simply exists with quiet beauty and lets your heart decide. And hearts always say yes. The food plays a major role. Tourists eat once and instantly understand why Malaysia's food identity is world-class. Nasi lemak rich and fragrant, char kway teow smoky and alive with wok fire, roti canai crispy yet soft, laksa full of depth and comfort, satay grilled like celebration in every bite, teh tarik poured like art. And the prices feel like a kindness. In many countries, flavor has become luxury. In Malaysia, flavor is human right. Food here doesn't just satisfy hunger. It builds emotion. Tourists don't leave thinking the food was good. They leave thinking the food felt like home, even if they had never tasted it before. Tourists travel for beaches and nature, and Malaysia gives them something more, space to breathe. Langkawi where water reflects sky like a mirror. Sabah where mountains rise like ancient guardians and rainforests whisper history older than imagination. Sarawak where nature feels untouched, pure, sacred. Redang and Perhentian Islands where the sea doesn't entertain, it heals. Cameron Highlands where air feels fresh enough to reset your mind. Henteng Highlands where clouds touch buildings like dreams touching reality. Tourists see nature not like a commercial attraction, but like a gift. They leave wanting to come back because Malaysia doesn't just show beauty, it gives peace. And peace is rare in a world drowning in noise. Tourists feel safety without tension. Cities with energy, not chaos. Nights that feel alive but not dangerous. Families walking freely. Children laughing. Cafes open late, streets active but calm. You don't feel the fear that many big cities silently hold. You don't feel like you must always watch your back. You don't feel judged or pressured. You feel respected and included. And that feeling is addictive. Tourists expect Malaysians to be polite. But what surprises them is Malaysians are kind. There is a difference. Politeness is manners. Kindness is heart. Taxi drivers who recommend food like they're welcoming you into their home. Shop owners who thank you like you are family. Strangers who help without expecting anything. A culture where hospitality is not commercial, it is natural. Tourists say thank you and Malaysians say welcome like they mean it. Many places offer service. Malaysia offers warmth. And tourists notice something else: Malaysia doesn't pretend to be perfect. It doesn't act like a tourist show. It is real. Markets feel real. Streets feel real. People dress how they want, eat how they want, live how they want. That authenticity touches tourists because in many parts of the world, travel has become curated, filtered, designed for Instagram likes instead of soul experiences. Malaysia gives you real life with open doors. Then there's the affordability. Not cheap like low quality, affordable like fair. Tourists don't feel exploited. They don't feel like banks on legs. They feel like guests. Prices don't punish you. Meals don't empty your wallet. Transport doesn't scare your budget. Hotels feel comfortable without pretending to be royal palaces. Tourists realize life here feels balanced. A dollar stretches with dignity. And they start thinking, maybe staying here longer makes sense. Maybe remote work here makes sense. Maybe retirement here feels peaceful. When a country makes tourists imagine living there, that country wins their heart. And in 2025, Malaysia is stepping into a new travel identity quietly but confidently. Ecotourism expanding, digital nomad programs rising, Wi-Fi improving, co-working spaces growing, new airlines increasing connectivity, upgraded airports in progress, new rail plans, new resorts in Langkawi and Sabah, cultural tourism supported, heritage conservation growing. Tourists see a country modernizing without losing soul. A country improving without destroying what makes it special. They visit KL and see skyscrapers standing proudly beside green parks and traditional markets. They go to Penang and see art on streets, history in walls, innovation in young minds running cafes, galleries, and startups. They go to Johor and see international partnerships reshaping future industries. They go to Malacca and see history preserved with love, not painted over. They go to Kuching and Kota Kinabalu and see unity between nature, tradition, and modern life. They leave feeling Malaysia is not just a destination, it is a journey. And journeys call you back. Tourists also see stability. A Muslim-majority nation where diversity lives in harmony. A Southeast Asian country building diplomatic friendships with East and West. A nation investing in semiconductors, logistics, tourism, digital economy, and green future industries. Not dramatic, not loud, but smart. Tourists sense confidence here. Not arrogance. Confidence. And confidence is attractive. Even small moments stick in their hearts, a street vendor laughing while making food, a child waving at a stranger, a family inviting them to share fruit, a hotel staff greeting them like they genuinely remembered their face, an old man sitting peacefully by a river, evening breeze in Putrajaya reflecting lights over calm water. Tiny things become big memories. Malaysia doesn't give tourists one highlight. It gives them thousands of small feelings. And feelings last longer than pictures. Tourists often say, I don't know what it is, but Malaysia feels right. Comfort is the word. Malaysia feels comfortable. Safe, warm, relaxed, soulful, respectful, full of life but not overwhelming. Travel here feels like breathing with ease. And when they leave, something unusual happens. They don't say goodbye. They say, next time. They don't delete Malaysian food from memory. They Google restaurants serving Malaysian cuisine in their home country. They don't remove Malaysia photos from their camera. They keep scrolling through them weeks later. They don't say, I visited Malaysia. They say, I need to go back. Because Malaysia touches the part of the heart that doesn't forget comfort. Tourists return not because Malaysia screams, come back, but because Malaysia whispers, you belong here. The world is chasing fast energy, show-off culture, expensive lifestyles, and image over soul. Malaysia is offering what humans are secretly starving for: sincerity, meaning, calm happiness, real food, real connection, nature and modernity holding hands, diversity coexisting without shouting, life lived with balance. Tourists realize Malaysia is not a place they cross off a bucket list. It is a place they add back to it again. That's why tourists leave Malaysia wanting to return in 2025. Not because Malaysia tries to impress them, but because Malaysia lets them exhale. Lets them feel human again. Lets them eat like every meal matters. Lets them experience culture without force. Lets them be safe without fear. Lets them exist without rush. They leave knowing Malaysia did not entertain them, Malaysia embraced them. And the heart always goes back to where it felt peace.